OneOdio sent me their new Focus A6, the new overhead headphones, true wireless, that feature Bluetooth 6.0, so very long range, very good quality, very low latency, and also has some interesting codecs available like LDAC, for example. And is this maybe the headphone that you should get if you want to listen to high-res audio? Let's figure it out and let's get started. Let's check the box out first for all its features. So we can see here high-res audio wireless, high-res audio LDAC, active noise cancellation wireless headphones, hybrid one, Focus A6 from OneOdio. And we have some specifications here as well, like 70 hours of battery life. I probably won't be able to test this out. And then we have Bluetooth and wired dual modes. Very nice. So you can have it also running via USB Type-C cable. We have cinema game sound effect modes, we have app customizations, Bluetooth 6.0, smart dual device connections, so yes, multiple devices you can connect to it, deep noise reduction and dual mic AI call noise cancellation, which should help us with calls. And there's some more things here and technical specifications on the back that you can read as well. So yeah, this is this box here, and let me get it open for you so you can have a view on what's inside. So here we go. Nice black box, OneOdio logo here, and we can open it up, and as usual from OneOdio we get a nice inlay here where we have the headphones now. As you see here are the headphones, and if I lift it up, there's also some material, heavy material as well. The headphones here packaged in, and then there is some paper material there as well. As you see here, they also included a nice cable. So let me open this up, this box. I have to say it's a bit interesting how to open it up. Maybe like this, to get all the stuff out there. So here we have a pretty long cable, USB Type-C to C. So yes, for charging, but also for transferring of sounds. And then of course you have the manual instructions here as well, the booklet that gives you your user manual and user guide. But to be completely honest, I don't need it. I'm a bit disappointed that they don't have any pouch inside. It would be also cool to have any pouch for I think for the price. But if the headphones are so good as they claim to be, Bluetooth 6, which I really like, then it doesn't need to. So let me unpack this and then we check it out. So here we have the headphones, left and right indicator, nice cushioning. Memory foam here, of course, also on the head. Very nice, very soft material. I like that very much. OneOdio logo. Yeah. Microphone, USB Type-C. Then we have controls for volume, for on-off, which is a nicely different button. So you can feel that's a different button, and ANC. And that's all. The rest is clean. You can see just microphone here, nothing else. We have this nice, this is I think plastic here, plastic fantastic. But yeah, it can fit even large heads. And doesn't make so much noise. So yeah, pretty solid build, I think. And yeah, let's put them on and see how good they fit. One thing that I can tell you immediately is they fit nicely and they block already sound off so well. I don't even have them turned on right now, but just wearing them is blocking out so much sound. So yes, those cushionings are nicely fitting over my ears, and the headrest as well. Very comfortable, very lightweight because it's not like metal When I move around, I don't have any creaking noises. Also when I move around here, and they're already very dampening in terms of sound quality. I'm very surprised. I really want to know what happens if I have ANC on. Probably I don't hear anything then. I hear my voice very muffled right now already. So I'm pretty excited by this comfort and fit. Very good. This is now a microphone recording test with the OneOdio Focus A6. How do they sound? Outdoors with a bus running there in the background that you might see, and some people shouting around and so on. I'm doing this outdoors because this headphone is specifically also meant for outdoor usage, because we have the ability to enable an ANC with wind noise reduction. You know, ANC usually, especially for in-ears, when you put them in, when wind is coming, you get those wind noises transferred to your ear or mangling with the ANC. Here, it has a special mode that is counter-attacking this, which is quite cool. And the same goes for transparency mode. So it has a transparency mode that you can activate, maybe even when I'm recording here. Let me check. Not while I'm recording. Yeah, I cannot do it. But for phone calls, quite interesting that you can turn on transparency mode with wind noise reduction. Quite cool. So you can wear your headphones, you can still hear your surroundings when you're cycling, for example, or you're just walking with your dog and you have to hear like bicycles ringing or something like this, so that you put the dog aside so it will not be crushed. Anyway, if you have the same dog as me. Anyway, that is the microphone test here on the OneOdio Focus A6. What do you think about the quality here? I think it's quite good, especially when you take into account the price of under 100 euros. Let's talk about the sound quality of the OneOdio Focus A6. So what do you expect for subpar $100 or euros headphone? They're sounding good. They have a nice tuning, well-balanced tuning, way more balanced than the predecessors were. So the predecessors were a bit cramped up, lots of bass to the top. This one here, much more balanced, so we have a bit of a wider sound stage, not so much emphasis on bass. There's still bass there, it's still engaging for sure. There's still highs that are engaged as well, and that are engaging and emphasized as well. The mids are a bit dipped down there, but it's a typical sound that you will get from such headphones that are very popular. They're sounding good. Details and resolution, it's okay for this price region, but definitely, of course, if you go to 300 euro headphones and even more expensive, you get a little bit more for your money there. But from the sound-wise, I cannot complain from what you have to pay there. There's also a 3D kind of effect, so if you are listening to some bullets flying from left to right in a movie, or some songs that have this nice transition from one ear to another, you can hear it, you have a bit of a 3D effect there. It is not as good as some IEMs sometimes have, like a bit wider sound stage and even more details there, but it's still something that you will notice that it's in the good department rather than the bad department. And when it comes to the sound, I told you it's already very good, but I had a bit of nitpicks there. I think the upper bass had a bit of a peak, and the lower mids a bit of a dip there. And this, for certain songs at least that I'm listening to, created a bit of muddiness there. So there's it's warm sounding for sure. It is a little bit muddy there in this region, and I wanted to tweak it. And yeah, now that we have an app, I have the ability to do so. This is the OneOdio app that you can use to tweak your sound. You have 3 custom EQ settings. So custom 1, you can even name it if you want to, custom 2 and custom 3, and you can tune it. And this is the tuning that I chose here. You see that I'm dipping down this, kind of too much bassy region a little bit there, and getting a little bit upper here with the mid-range. At least it seems to be the mid-range. At least this setting here that I have is opening up a little bit more, gets rid of this muddiness of the sound. It's getting also a little bit quieter than the default pop version, but pop EQ, but it is a very nice one that I stick to right now. If you own the OneOdio Focus A6 and you have a better tuning, tell me, I will gladly try it out. For now, I save this one. I go back to the app. You can see the Focus A6 here. You can see the battery level there. You can see the ANC Transparency and ANC off, and it features even more, which is quite nice. I told you already in the microphone section about it, the wind noise reduction and the wind resistance transparency. So what does it mean? So that means like the wind noise reduction, of course, means it's basically ANC, but with filtering out also wind noises without getting the pop sounds there. And the same goes then for transparency mode if you want to listen to your surroundings outside, but there's wind coming. And does it really work? I have to say, yes, it works. I was trying it outside with a bit of wind going on, with a slight breeze, and with the normal ANC mode, it was filtering out the low ends quite nicely, but you had sometimes this wind coming in. With the wind noise reduction, it did not do that. And the same goes for transparency. When the wind was very strong, the normal transparency was like unbearable. It was like emphasizing also the wind noises, which is not what I really like. And the wind noise transparency got rid of it. So then we have the equalizer settings. Like I said, you have 3 custom EQs, and then we have the default pop mode. There is a bass mode as well available that you can choose that some people might like because it's a little bit more engaging, even though getting a bit more, more bassy there. What I would not recommend is the super bass mode. It's just too much. It's just too much in my opinion. I have it set to custom, but this is me. Find My Headphone is there. There's dual device connectivity available. So I have it now connected to this phone, but also a computer, and it will automatically switch from the computer where I'm listening to a video or something like this or some music to my phone when an audio call is coming in. There's a game mode available as well that you can activate if you want to game. And there's over time wear reminder. So it can remind you if you're wearing them too long. And the same goes for the max volume limiter. You can set a maximum volume limit. There's LDAC mode. By default, it comes with LDAC mode, which is the highest sound quality it has. If you have LDAC mode enabled, the dual device connection and the game mode are disabled. So if you see them disabled, no, it's not like that they are not in there. It's just because the LDAC mode is active. So you have to deactivate the LDAC mode, and then you can run in AAC mode as well, or SBC mode, which runs nicely. But you have to deactivate it here, not just switch it in your Bluetooth settings. You have to deactivate it here. The auto power not on function, and movie sound effect. Movie sound effect is like a bit of a spatial audio effect that it tries to mimic there. I'm not a fan of this, so I'm not really into that. Then we have some other options, like if you go here, we can change the device name, connect it, remove the device, program your voice prompts. So the voice prompts can be set in English or Chinese, and you can set even the volume for the voice prompts, which is quite nice. So you can set them a bit lower if you don't like them to be too loud. And you can upgrade the firmware. This is the firmware version that I have here right now, which is doing quite well. So quick run through the application. Now, let me tell you something that impressed me as well about them here. You can see I have them connected via USB Type-C cable. It's not the original one. I have just another USB Type-C cable running around that is like long enough for me. Plug it in to any smartphone and you can listen to high quality music. What is impressive about this, it's the sound quality. Why? Because the EQ settings that are set up in the app connected via Bluetooth are taken over here. So the DSP is running via USB Type-C cable, and I even have the ability to turn on and off ANC modes. I'm not sure about the wind noise reduction, because when I'm pressing the button I notice something changing, and I notice like I'm in transparency mode or I'm in ANC mode now. But what I don't notice is which mode I'm in, because it doesn't have the voice prompts anymore. This is the only nitpick that I have. Otherwise, I'm very impressed by the mode that you can use here, the USB Type-C cable, and you get the same sound as with the Bluetooth. Actually not the same sound, even better, because it is connected via cable. So the quality is definitely a notch higher than even LDAC if you have it connected via cable. Very impressed by this. Some clever people figured out, yeah, maybe I don't need this wireless microphone anymore if I have a cable plugged into my camera or smartphone and can record with the microphone here of the OneOdio Focus A6. This should work fine and should provide you with the best microphone quality that is possible on this device. Especially if you want to do team calls, for example, and you don't want to have like the subpar Bluetooth sound, mic quality sound, which is like a Bluetooth standard issue. You want the highest quality? This is what you can get here with the cable connection. What do you think? One last thing that we have to talk about before I come to my conclusion, ANC mode. And ANC is quite surprising for me because it's very, very good for this price region. This ANC is something that a few years, 2-3 years ago, you got as high class ANC because it's filtering out the low rumbling noises and the mid rumbling noises quite effectively without any issues. Where there is a gap between this and like 300 or 400 euro headphones is how they filter out higher sounds. Voices, for example, or pitch voices, higher voices, for example, are not filtered out so well. So if I have a video playing on my phone, for example, and someone is talking, especially if it's a woman, and I turn on ANC here, the music that is there in the background of the video, gone. Almost completely gone. The high-pitched voice of this woman, like you're listening to a telephone, so they're like getting a bit higher, but it's still there. Because some things are filtered out, but it's still there. So this is something I can, describe you the best possible way possible of how you can understand it. What does it mean now? That means they're for the price region, good, very good ANC. Like I said, a couple of years ago, this was like high class ANC, and I think it's still holding up. For things like traveling with them, I will take them, for example, to travel with an airplane. I will put them on and probably, I'm 100% sure they will, if not, I will update it, but they will eliminate the airplane noise. What they won't eliminate is maybe kids crying or people talking noises. This is probably not possible with them with the ANC, but I'm impressed by the ANC. I have to say I'm impressed, especially when I take a look at some others that also offer ANC that is more, it's there, okay, it's good, it's doing something. These are very impressive. They're already impressive if you put them on because they're filtering out a lot of noises already. I have them now in transparency mode, so I hear myself, but otherwise they're very impressive. Talking about impressiveness, transparency mode is okay, I would say, but I'm not so impressed by the transparency mode here because I hear myself now talking with transparency mode on still a bit muffled, still a little bit, too much things filtered out there. And this is something I think they could do better by emphasizing a little bit of the surrounding sound there, especially voices, but they're not doing it. Yes, there's this wind transparency, which is very cool if you're like taking this outdoors and want to talk to people outdoors with wind noises going on. I think I really like that. It's a bit cumbersome that it's a special mode that you have to activate, that it cannot detect this maybe automatically, some wind going on. Okay, I go into this special mode there. That would be something that I would like to, because let's talk about the controls as well. They're straightforward, of course. You have the volume control, you have the play pause function with the on-off button. If you press longer, it goes off or on. And if it's off and you press longer, it turns on, and you keep on holding, it's going into the pairing mode. But the ANC button, you can either tap it once, so it switches ANC on, or transparency on, or ANC off. If you want to reach the special wind noise reduction and windy transparency mode, you have to double tap to switch between those. I don't know what I think. I'm glad that they have this there, but I don't know what to think about that. I would be more happy if, like I said, it would be automatically detecting the wind noises and automatically switching in these modes. But I'm glad that we have these modes there and they're accessible somehow. So if I'm outside, I just have to think about it. Okay, I'm outside, I'm taking a voice call now. I don't want the wind noises to go in there, and I still want to hear everything there. And I want to understand my partner that I'm talking to. Double press to go into the wind ANC mode, wind noise reduction mode. Something you have to think about, but when it's working very, very good and very solid. So I'm impressed by ANC, and I would say the transparency is good enough. Call me impressed. The OneOdio Focus A6 really impressed me in terms of Sound quality, because it's like way better than it was in the previous versions. LDAC support, high-res audio support, all this kind of things. Nice functionalities, wind noise reduction. Someone who thought about like, hey, if I have ANC on and I'm going outside and it's windy, why do I have ANC on? Mostly because I'm outside. It's like not everyone is in an airplane. Then I want to have the wind filtered out as well. Why has no one thought about it? And then adding the same functionality for transparency mode, filtering out wind. Very, very nice feature. Very good feature. I really like that. I also like the USB Type-C mode. Yes, you might have heard with the mic test there was a little bit of beeping sound. Maybe it depends on the USB-C cable that you have. Not the best there. But the normal mic quality, even over Bluetooth, is okay. So for calls, definitely something that you can take. They're very comfortable to wear. Sound quality is good, even if you don't like the sound quality, or the sound quality is so solid that you don't have to tweak it. But if you want to tweak it to make it even better sounding, you can, thanks to the app that's there. So I'm failing to find where are the compromises, where are the problems, why you should not buy them instead of, why you should buy them instead of Sony XM5s or 6 or something like this. I fail to see it, because this is like under $100, actually under $80 here in Germany. I'm impressed. Call me impressed. Yes, you get a bit of better sound quality with the, but it's not 3 times or 4 times as much worth in terms of the differences there. So yes, call me impressed. OneOdio Focus A6. Only thing I can say, make soundstage maybe even wider. Instrument separation a bit better, more detailed here and there. That's it. And there's like, what I personally don't like, this like, I think it is the upper bass there, have a bit of a peak there, muddiness bleeding into the mids. Get rid of this and then you have a banger on your hands. It is really, really, really that good. Build quality, build quality is maybe the only thing I have a bit of a nitpick. It looks very nice, but it's also all made out of plastic. So that if you open it up like this, could imagine at one point it could break, but it's not the cheapest plastic, so it's solid plastic. But this is like one thing where I would say you see the biggest difference between those premium headphones and this one here. Battery life is definitely not that. 75 hours without ANC. 75 hours. You can just go on a vacation with them without taking a charger, even though it is USB Type-C, so you can just charge it everywhere. But whole vacation without charger, because 75 hours. And with ANC, 40 hours if ANC on. Not sure if it's also, with LDAC on. I have to be completely honest there. I have them mostly I had them tested with LDAC on at the beginning, because LDAC on is the default, but then later I switched to SBC or AAC. Works better on my laptop, actually, because LDAC is also working, but it's when I go around the house and have team calls and so on, and or music running, AAC is working fine, I would say. Most of the music that I have is lossy anyway. It's not lossless audio. If I want to listen to lossless audio, I can just plug in my cable there, get the highest quality there. And I'm excited. I'm really excited by those here, and I'm excited to take them to a trip. And maybe I will do shorts as well, keep you updated how good they are really on the airplane, holding up there. But my resume, my conclusion right now, get them while you still can, because they're very, very good if you're in need of those headphones. You can just put them like this if you want to for traveling, which is nice. Like this even, to make it a little bit smaller footprint. And I think there's even the possibility to put them like this. I saw it. Yeah, or just hang it around your neck like this. You can only like put him like this because you cannot put him like outwards. I know that some people like that as well, but this is also quite cushioning and okay, I would say. I just have to see that I don't block the mic. Yeah, OneOdio Focus A6, it's a banger. Get it while it's hot. Link in the description down below. Until the next time, bye.